try that. See if that works.
Hey, Brother Gardner, this is Brother Gabar. Sorry to interrupt you. It's actually Safari. It's compatible. You're compatible with Safari. Google Chrome, Google Chrome and Internet Explorer is not really compatible, so it's best for you to use Safari.
Okay then.
Okay.
All right, man. Thanks for that, Allah Gabar.
Okay, so Wada. I want to say shalom to the brother too. There was another point.
Sorry.
The last point, when I asked him who those people Christ was speaking to when he was on the earth. Like, who was those people? And can you identify them today? You notice he went into another point so that we couldn't even discuss it. I'm like, who are these people? So I wanted to put that out there for the brothers and sisters. I wanted to put that out there because this, man, and see, it was enough because I was still getting my bearings together because I was tired. So I woke straight up and came on the radio show.
Okay.
But, I was still getting my bearings together, brother, and I apologize to the brothers and sisters. I was going to yield it, but, I know everyone was waiting. But the key point that I wanted to make was, one of the key points I wanted to make was when I first asked him who was the people that Christ was speaking to. Who are they? Who are the 12 tribes today? Never answered. And then I asked him, it took him 15 minutes for him to give a straight answer that, well, he don't know who they are. And he was able to transition into a new point. And one thing I'm going to do from now on, I will never let someone drag me to another point again. We're going to finish this first. We're going to finish. What he'll do is he'll drag you along and frustrate you for 15 minutes to where you will say, well, listen, let me just forget about this. Let's go to the next point. That's what they do. So we're going to have to make the show, brother, where brothers and sisters are going to have to answer direct questions so that we can go to the next point, because this spirit of confusion permeates throughout the whole radio and everything, and it's a satanic ploy they use.
Well, Elder, I'll tell you something else. It's not even just on the radio. When we go out there on the streets, here in the UK, and you get that spirit of Islam that come around, that's all they do. Well, go here. What about this? What about that? And we see it all the time, man. You understand? And it just bounce around, And the more.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But the answer to that, why they go these different places, is because they cannot accept what they're seeing with their own eyes right now. They can't accept it.
Yeah, man, that's true.
Like I asked Brother Johnny. I mean, well, the other guy. What's his name? What? What's his name? Excuse me.
I can't remember. Is it Holder?
Yeah, Olger or something like that. I asked the brother, well, what's going on with the Sabbath? Suppose you find out Christ did rise from the grave on the Sabbath, would you switch it? Went to the scriptures and showed you that the scriptures they go to, and I read even his scripture, when Mary and them went the first day of the week, Christ was already gone.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to predicate your worshiping day on Sunday, wouldn't you investigate that a little more and try to find out, well, when did Christ rise?
Mm-hmm.
If the first day of the week and the end of the Sabbath, he was already gone at the end of the Sabbath, that means he rose on the Sabbath. So now that you know that, will you switch your Sunday worship to the regular Sabbath? The answer is absolutely not. Why? Because they're pagans. And this is what they're hiding. And you know what? What we need to do, brother, and I want to put this out there for Azariah and the brothers who will do the research and get these the guests on. We need to get a pagan on the show. We need to get a full-blooded pagan who's willing to come out with everything they're dealing with above board. so that the pagan can call these Christians out. Because at one speaking, we had a pagan came. He came and he was like, "Listen, we got a problem with the Christians because they're really the same as us, but they're hiding it." we had a pagan come to this. They say that's the problem we have. They want to claim they with Christ and want to go against everything, but yet they worship the same days we worship. They're pagans, and they're trying to hide it. They're trying to deceive the people. And I can respect a pagan who's straight and say that, okay, that's what I am. Because they're not lying. They're not trying to deceive people. So we need a pagan to come on.
Yep.
I even did a speaking in which I went through all the Roman pagan days and was able to link them directly to all the regular Western world holidays today. I don't care what names they put on it. Even Martin Luther King's birthday, they had fall on a pagan holiday. Wow. I even did that. Brothers, they're all pagans. And let me tell you, they're not looking to deceive each other. Their whole institution under the Jesuits were to construct a plan so that when the slaves begin to wake up, they would have a deceptive teaching that would keep them from the God who cursed them. That was the whole point of the pagans establishing their church. It was all aimed towards deceiving us. The same thing with Islam. They constructed that religion to deceive us. They're not trying to convert Arabs into Islam. So who's their missionary for? Everyone always talking about we need to do a missionary to go to help the people in Africa and bring them Christ. They always want to go to these third world countries, and their missionaries, they're not going to China and Asia saying don't be a Buddhist. So brothers and sisters, I want to put it out there. These pagans, we need a pagan on the show because these pagans are ruthless. And I'm listen, brother, I was thinking on this. Listen real quick, because I know we're about to switch it over. Earlier today, I was doing some research, and I was wondering, man, who would do all these things? Who would make these plans? Who would participate in these photo ops? Like when you had 911 and you had the people come out, when the plane crashed, Flight 93, and you had some people out there cleaning debris up. When the London 77 happened, you had a staged thing that was going on. And I'm like, who are these people who are participating? Brothers and sisters, I did some research, and we're gonna bring that out soon too. These are pagan Illuminist groups who participate in deceiving the masses. They're recruited into news as newscasters. They're recruited into media. These are pagans. They're the same people who deal with these secret societies, like you've seen the movie Eyes Wide Shut, when Tom Cruise was going into this place and they was having these weird sex acts with masks on and all that. They got a society that's going on, a purpose society to deceive the masses, and they're recruiting pagans to participate in these satanic acts. The Christian church is a part of it. They're pagans too. They just won't tell us. And the sheep who are recruited, I would say, who are converted into their religion, have no idea of the hierarchy. They are pagans. We need to get a pagan on. The Most High just brought that thing. I'm like, you know what? We need to hear it from the horse's mouth. We need a pagan on who's going to tell us what the Christians stole from them. It's going to happen. But go ahead.
All right, man. Okay, I see people signing, coming in. Yes, we have 22 minutes left of normal time. If you want to continue the show, in the overtime, you need to sign in through Skype or phone the number 1646-200-4309. All right, you're locked into the Search Engine International. I'm your host, Gocc. Welcome to all the listeners from the UK who tuning in for the first time, and to the listeners out there in Jamaica and other parts of the Caribbean. We have some callers here on hold that we're going to take a call, and I want to bring in Mrs. Sister Dina with a question. Hello, welcome to the Search Engine International. You're live. Hello? Hello?
Can
Alright.
I'm muted. Hello, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you clearly, sister. How you doing?
Okay, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Okay, great. My first question is, the brother didn't really talk in regards to Romans 7 that talks about the law. So I just wanted to know if he could further elaborate on that. And also, in the beginning of the call, or towards the beginning of the call, it was a great deal of emphasis on knowing or being able to identify Israel today, or the 12 tribes of Israel today. My question in that regard is, what benefit is it if we do identify them to our soul salvation? Okay. We identify them, okay. As far as our soul salvation is concerned, does that save us? Is that because my thing is sometimes we get away from soul salvation and we start getting into this, nitpicking stuff. So I have that question, and then I wanted him to also, I don't mind reading Romans 7, but I wanted him to dispute why would the Bible say Romans 7, I say 7 through, Romans 7 through about, I guess the whole Romans 7 would be fine.
Okay. How are you doing, sister?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Okay. I want to deal with your first point real quick.
Thank you.
Romans 7:1. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law have dominion over a man as long as he liveth. Right? And when he was bringing that forth, he was equating that to the Sabbath, correct?
No, I don't see that in Romans 7.
No, I'm saying when he was bringing it forth. When he was bringing it forth.
I just want you to strictly deal with Romans 7, that's it. Just like you said, the brother started going to other scriptures, I just want you to strictly, you just gave a whole spiel on how the brother is jumping around. I just want you to strictly break down Romans 7 to me. That's it.
I'm going to break down Romans 7, sister, but other people were listening, so I wanted to establish the fact that when he brought this forth, he was using this to say that we're not supposed to follow the Sabbath anymore. That's the only reason he went there. Okay? So I'm going to break it down.
Thank you.
For ye know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law hath dominion over a man as long as he liveth. Right. For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband, so as long as he liveth. So the breakdown this is speaking of is marriage. Amen. That law he's talking about right here in Romans 7, the beginning of it, is marriage.
Yeah, he's using that as an example. Mm-hmm. So, yes, and the Bible does that a lot, so we can be able to see it. So we as people can say, yeah, a man and a woman, if they're married, he's bound to her as long as he lives, or she lives, or however. And so then he breaks it down. So then, now that he's given you an example, a live example that we can identify with today, so then he goes into the law that you're speaking of. The same law that you don't do the punishment. If somebody was to break it or worse, you're not beating them, you're not stoning them.
Okay, sister, well, I don't understand what you want me to do. You say you want me to break this down.
Yes.
But now you're breaking it down.
My thing is speak where the Bible speaks and be silent where the Bible is silent. Don't add or subtract to the word. That's my thing.
Well, sister, I don't understand. Sister, listen to me clearly.
Okay.
You asked me to break it down, and I was going to cordially break it down for you.
Okay.
But
I apologize. I talked a lot.
It seems like you don't want me to break it down. You want to say what you want to say because you have a point in going here.
No, I don't. I just realized that.
Well, sister, let me break it down.
Okay.
Well, sister, let me.
I apologize.
If you're going to ask me to break it down, then I'm going to break it down. The law Paul is speaking about here is marriage.
Okay, keep reading.
It have nothing to do. Let me make it clear.